Now let us learn in detail about autotrophic nutrition. Requirements of autotrophic organism are fulfilled by photosynthesis. It is a process by which autotrophs take in substances from the environment and convert them into stored forms of energy. This substance is taken in the form of carbon dioxide and water, which is then converted into carbohydrates in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Carbohydrates are utilized for providing energy to the plant. So, carbohydrates provide energy to the plant. The carbohydrates which are not used immediately are stored in the form of starch, which serves as an internal energy reserve. This acts as an internal energy reserve. So this internal energy reserve is used as and when required by the plant. Plants use carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to form carbohydrates and release oxygen. This is photosynthesis. Let us see what actually happens during the process of photosynthesis. The following events occur. The first event, the light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll. Light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll. Second one, light energy is converted to chemical energy and water molecules are split into hydrogen and oxygen. Light energy is converted to chemical energy and the water molecules are split into hydrogen and oxygen. And water molecules are split into hydrogen and oxygen. And the third step, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. If you observe a cross section of a leaf under microscope, you will notice some cells contain green dots. Can you see the green dots here? Yes. These green dots are cell organelles called chloroplast, which contain the chlorophyll. So these chloroplasts, that is the green dots, they contain the pigment called as the chlorophyll. Now, let us study how plants obtain carbon dioxide. Take page number 97. So this is the figure. There are tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves called stomata. So these are the stomata. These are the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Gaseous exchange takes place in the leaves through these pores for the purpose of photosynthesis. The carbon dioxide gas enters into the leaves of the plant through the stomata. Each stomatal pore is surrounded by the guard cells. You can see the yellow bean-shaped cells. So they are called as the guard cells. So each stomatal pore is surrounded by the guard cells. The opening and closing of the pore is a function of the guard cells. The guard cells swell when water flows into them, causing the stomatal pore to open. This is a stomatal pore which is open. Similarly, the pore closes, that is in the figure B, if the guard cells shrink. Is this clear to you all? Yes. All plants need water to survive. Those that live in places where water is scarce use some interesting strategies to stay alive. For example, desert plants. Since desert plants don't have true leaves, their stomata are in the body of the plant or the stem. In plants with leaves, the stomata open up during the day to take in a gas carbon dioxide from air. But stomata in desert plants are a bit different. They have stomata that open at night. They take in carbon dioxide overnight and use it the next day to make their food. This helps them survive in extreme conditions. Plants also need other raw materials for building their body. Water used in photosynthesis is taken up from the soil by the roots. Other raw materials like nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, are taken up from the soil. These materials are taken up from the soil. Nitrogen is an essential element used in the synthesis of proteins and other compounds. Nitrogen is taken up in the form of inorganic nitrates or nitrites. Also, it is taken up as organic compound which have been prepared by the bacteria from atmospheric nitrogen. In the next class, let us learn about heterotrophic nutrition and nutrition in human beings in detail. Let me wind up with the class today. Thank you, students.